Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving us the floor. First of all, we would like to congratulate the Chair of the Working Group, Mr. Mahfouzur Rahman, for having been able to conclude this difficult process. As others, we do welcome the decision to request a high-level panel of expert report on agroecological approaches and other innovations for sustainable agriculture and food systems. The agroecological transition provides an essential solution in achieving the strategy of the Decade of Nutrition and the Sustainable Development Agenda. It addresses in an interrelated way issues of food security, nutrition, sustainable food systems, water management, responsible consumption and production, climate change, gender, and terrestrial ecosystems, to mention but a few. Madam Chair, the elaboration process of the MYPoW was not easy. We would like to underline the following 5 elements in order to strengthen the MYPoW process. First, we are concerned by the increasing use of so-called red lines to dispute the centrality of human rights and to block topics from discussion. We believe that the use of red lines that challenges the normative basis of the United Nations or intend to prevent the debate on relevant but controversial issues to happen is not in line with the spirit of the CFS and undermines the CFS position as the foremost inclusive policy platform on food security and nutrition. Second, as a man, I'm also proud to be part of this committee that just agreed its position on the Forum on Women's Empowerment. The CSM requests now the Chair to include in its report that the CFS requests the MYPoW open-ended working group to mainstream gender equality, women's and girl rights, and women's empowerment in all work streams, products, and documents of the CFS. Third, in relation to the monitoring work stream, we recall that the CFS reform document defines the promotion of accountability, particularly through an innovative monitoring mechanism as one of its six key functions. The work of the open-ended working group on monitoring is a fundamental component of the structure of the CFS, and its work should go beyond organizing the global thematic event. It remains the necessary space to reflect and advance the incremental development of the innovative monitoring mechanism. Fourth, for the upcoming discussions on new terms of reference for the CFS MYPoW process, we suggest to duly consider the high-level panel of expert note and the discussion on critical and emerging issues next Friday in the future planning. However, we request the open-ended working group to develop the space to reflect on how to address critical, urgent and emerging issues as they arise, included but not limited to the CFS policy response to famines. And last but not least, we need to address the chronic budget deficit of the CFS. It is unacceptable that the foremost inclusive, intergovernmental and international policy platform on food security and nutrition is not able to find a solution to this problem. Contributions, however, could be: 1. In line with a special meeting on sustainable funding that you convened, Madam Chair, in March, we call for a slightly increased contribution of the Rome-based agencies. We also request all Member States to contribute according to their capacity. We also call for prioritization of budget reallocations towards HLPE and towards all the policy convergence processes of the MYPoW, and this over intersessional events that do not necessarily lead to policy convergence. This happened, for instance, in the nutrition work stream, where 3 intersessional events were funded, but at the same time, no money was available for translation of the high-level panel of expert report. This translation still needs to be covered. Finally, Madam Chair, the CSM has always underlined that the donor-driven agenda of the CFS weakens the CFS as a whole. We will continue the discussions on a sustainable budget mechanism in the coming year in the framework of the CFS response to the CFS evaluation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, CSM.